So on the basis of that, I want us to walk through some of the ways that some of the acquisitions are being financed, so that you don't sit down and say, oh, I didn't know this company has a lot of money like that. No, they may not be the one paying for it, but the deal has been structured in that manner. So let's look, for instance, the Zijin Mining acquiring Newmont Achim Mine. This deal was a $1 billion deal, and it was a cash payment, primarily through cash payment. Simple. So Zijin paid Newmont 900 million in cash upon closure, and the additional 100 million in August 2025 upon the ratification of the mining lease by the Parliament of Ghana. So it was a cash payment that Zijin Mining gave to Newmont Achim Mine. Now, the question we then have to ask ourselves is, how did Zijin Mine raise the $1 billion? Because this is a cash deal. How did they raise the money? Now, per the details I have available, the funds came from Zijin's internal capital and potentially from proceeds of a planned IPO of its gold unit. So it means that they didn't go to borrow any money. They finance it from their internal reserves, generally at the end of the day. So that was how Zijin Mining financed the acquisition of the Newmont Achim Mine. Let's come to engineers and planners. The acquisition of engineers and planners of Azuma Resources. As we mentioned earlier, this deal was a $100 million deal. How did E&P, that is engineers and planners, finance the deal? Simple. They financed the deal through a debt facility secured from the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. So it was a pure debt finance. So I want you to pay attention to what is happening here carefully. So you realize that in the case of Zijin acquisition, $1 billion, they used their own money largely to finance the acquisition. In the case of engineers and planners, they said, we will borrow the whole money, all the money we would need to acquire Azuma Resources. We will borrow the money from ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. And there were a lot of skirmishes about this acquisition. A lot of skirmishes, right? I wouldn't want to get into that in this podcast because I will talk about that later on. Again, so you pay attention closely, you realize that each of these acquisitions are being financed differently. As I said, it depends on the nature. What is the tax position of the shareholders? What will be the tax position of the company? And various other factors around the deal generally. Then Veron Beverages, acquisition of SBC Beverages, financing this acquisition with internal funds and existing credit line. The transaction involved Veron's Beverages acquiring 100% of the share capital of SBC Beverages for an enterprise value of approximately $29.85 million. So that is also the deal in respect of that. Now, let's come to the issue in respect of Netflix. How is Netflix financing its acquisition? So Netflix is acquiring Warner Brothers. How are they financing this? So let's look at the financing breakdown, the proposed financing breakdown of this a little over $82 billion deal. The first component in the financing breakdown is cash and stock transactions. What does that mean? It means that they are intending to give some cash as well as some stocks in Netflix. That's the first level. So Netflix plans to use $10.3 billion in cash on hand and borrow an additional $50 billion to fund the cash portion of the purchase price. So they're going to use $10.3 billion of their own cash. Then they will borrow $50 billion to finance the cash option. Because the equity option, that one, they're going to issue some shares to them. Now, the question then we then have to ask ourselves is, how is Netflix going to get this debt to finance the whole acquisition? Netflix has secured $59 billion in committed debt financing from a consortium of banks, including Wells Fargo and Co., BNP Paribas SA, and HSBC PLC. So they have already secured $59 billion. So the cash component of the deal, they're going to pay. So you realize then that at the end of the day, the out of pocket for Netflix in acquiring this deal is a little over $10 billion. The rest, the cash option of the rest, is financed through debt finance. Then they are going to also issue some equity to the shareholders of Warner Brothers at the end of the day. So that is how this deal is being financed. So if you look at it from that angle and you look at the financing breakdown, then you won't question that, oh, how is Netflix acquiring Warner Bros?